All right, so unlike most videos, I'm going to jump right into showing you how to create your own custom Chrome theme. So if you're in the extensions area, which you go to the little options here, more tools, extensions, you'll end up on this screen here. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to flip on developer mode, and this is going to allow you to have some features that we're going to need in a little bit once we pack everything up for our extension. So one of the first things I'm going to do though is I'm going to open up the Chrome Web Store. Because what I want to do is I want to find a theme that I can just quickly open, basically install, that will allow me to find the necessary files to create my own custom theme. So here I am. I don't particularly like this theme, but whatever, here it is. I can click Add to Chrome. But first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you where you're going to go to find the necessary files. So in my case, C drive, users, your name, app data, local, Google, Chrome, user data, default, extensions. Okay, and so this is where you're going to find all of your extensions here, some of which are themes, some of which are actually add-ons or apps. And what you're going to do is you're going to install a theme. So let's say this one here, add to Chrome, and then you can see it's installed this theme. Now, what you'll notice here, if you sort by date modified, is the theme is going to be at the top. And that's what you're going to do to find easily find a theme file anyways. It helps to find a theme that's very close to one that you want to create, but of course you can just create one essentially from scratch as well. So I'm going to click into here. I'll get a version folder, and then you'll have a few different files here. The main ones you need are images and manifest.json. So manifest.json contains all of the parameters and color codes and all that kind of information for the theme, and the images of course contain a couple of the images for the background of the theme and so on. So I would normally copy these into my own folder, but I've already done that. So I'm just going to open that folder here. And so this custom Chrome theme. Now there are two files here that won't be there initially, so I'm just going to delete them for now. And if I go into the images folder here, you'll see I took this originally from a wolf theme, so I've just packed the old images in this folder here. But really, these are the ones that I mostly care about, is the tab background and the toolbar background. However, there are also the theme frame and the background here. So these two will provide an overall background, like an overall image background, if that's what you're looking for. In my case, I went with an all color background, so I skipped those images and just did the tab background and the toolbar theme here. So once you're in here, you can switch these out. You can change the colors here for the different toolbars. You can also, like I said, use this theme frame and NTP background to provide images for the background as well. But anyways, the main thing you want to do is come back up to the top level folder and open up this manifest.json. And so the manifest.json will look like this. And what you'll see here is a number of pieces of information, the description, the key, a few things not to worry too much about. You can name it here by providing your name. And then this is where you get to the main parameters. So first of all, you have the colors. You have your bookmark text, button background frame. Some of these I'm going to link to an article that actually takes you through these. So if I actually open this up here, there's a couple articles. There's this theme tutorial. This one's a little old, but is very good because it shows you each of the different positions of the color elements, and then it gives you a table that gives you a description and then the notation, which you can add in here in the JSON file. And then separately, Google Chrome has their own official theme documentation, and it's a little bit harder to use, but it gives you some examples here. And then below, there's a color, image, and properties and tints section. And if you click on, say, the color table, what you'll see is you'll see all the different options available to you here. So frame, frame inactive, frame incognito, etc. And all of these are the different parameters that you can set to set your colors. And again, you're going to want to use this theme tutorial to help you understand what those colors are. So I'm not going to spend too much time on that. I'll let you guys fiddle around with it, but I'm just going to show you how to actually do it, and then you can start customizing it yourself. So in here, as I said, you set some of your colors. It's in RGB format, so red, green, blue. You can see a lot of mine are the same. I've chosen like dark grays, slates, and stuff like that. And then my overall color theme is this like essentially white. And then down in the images section here, theme tab background and theme toolbar. These are those images I was showing you before which are in this folder here. And these are going to set some of the major colors across the interface. Properties, not too worried about here, but if you have a background image you want to repeat, you can deal with some of the settings there. And then tints, which changes the the color of the different buttons, like the back button, the refresh button, and so on like that. And so you can set that to a black, you can set that to, in my case, a dark gray, I believe. So once you've got the manifest.json file with all the information that you want, the correct parameters, again, you're going to want to play with this over and over. It's pretty easy to repack and so on. Then what you're going to end up with is a folder like this. So again, this is my custom Chrome theme. It's got my images folder. It's got my manifest.json with my new parameters that I've set that I want to see for it. And then the process of bringing it up is pretty simple. So all you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to your extensions again. And if you've enabled developer mode, you're going to click pack extension. And it's going to ask you for a root directory. And you're going to browse to that root directory. So in my case, custom Chrome theme. I'm going to hit OK, pack extension. And so you get a little confirmation here that it created two files, your CRX file and then your PEM file. And what you're going to want to do is basically just double click this CRX file. And it's going to say, do you want to open it, continue, and then do you want to add it, add theme. And so this is the custom theme I created. Again, it was based off of a wolf theme initially. Also, I used a really cool blue-green one as well that I really liked. And so I've got this as like this kind of white here. The toolbar and the search bar are the exact same color, and you can only see the toolbar when I hover over it. You get that little bit of a gray, a dark gray in the background, and so on. And so let's say I did that, and you know what, I don't really like the look of it. I need to make some additional changes. That's fine. All you're going to do is, the main thing you got to do is delete this .pem file. So if I delete that, then it's going to allow me to repack it. And so I can come in here, make whatever changes to the JSON file that I want, save it out, pack extension again, browse to the folder, okay, pack extension, okay, and then double click the CRX file again. And you'll see it'll add it, add theme, and boom, all over again. So it's very easy to do, very quick to do, and again, the documentation will show you, but if you want to add those images back in, the ones that I chose to take out, you're just going to add them to this image section here. So you're going to have, so I only have these two in this main image folder, but you would have two like this in your main image folder as well, named theme frame, NTP background, and you throw them in here, and then you would just link to them by creating parameters for them in the JSON file here, and that documentation is available, and I will post a link in the description as well. And that's pretty much it. So hopefully you guys found that useful and relatively straight to the point. I tried looking for quite a while to find something that was simplistic but also gave me the information I needed, and I couldn't find it. So hopefully this is going to do that for you guys.